So I think we're all going through it. I think that there's a lot of realizations. Everyone's going through it in different ways. So I want to talk about the core illusion of my life was better when I was in there. Because when you come out, especially every time, like when you're coming out, you're rebuilding your life, you're taking 2 steps forward, you're getting knocked back 5. You take 3 steps forward, you're getting knocked back 2. And it's hard. It's hard. And this won't only resonate with, you know, like us. It will resonate with the FYP trolls, because we know their monks are just trying to teeth money chair. They ain't speaking no truths in there. That's why they're all coming here. That's why they're all coming here. That's all. They miss me as much as y'all miss me, collective. Don't ever get it twisted. Don't ever get it twisted. They've never heard anyone with this before. Do you know, if I was on the other side, oh God, if I had not been in that church cult and I'd followed my own mind and I'd done my own thing and had my own ministry, I'd be a powerhouse. Like the UK, British Juanita Bynum. But God never wanted it to be so. Because I would have got too corrupted and been just like them. Do you understand what I'm saying? And now they're getting exposed. It's all getting torn down. Instead, God had mercy upon me and put me in there. Because whatever way it was going to go, you know, my life was, you know. So God had mercy upon me and said, okay, you're going to do this in your life anyway. I'm going to put you in this church cult as a seed so you can turn your pain into purpose. And this is the way, like, hey, Layla, you're right, my love. Layla, I keep seeing you and I'm catching your live, like, off. I'm too ill when I'm scrolling. But I see you doing your thing, though, girl. It's just, as you can see, I'm a corpse. So, girl, when I've got the energy. But I seen Punna the other day and I was like, oh, Layla's pretty. Layla's pretty and cute and fine. She looked like she washed herself nice. She's clean. Coochie look clean. All right, let's get into it. So why do I feel like this? Oh, look at my innes. Why do I feel like this? Why when I leave do I feel like... Oh, Layla, that was so beautiful. I really, really do like, you know, ice and snow and skating. And my eldest daughter loves it, funnily enough. Thank you, girl. That triggered a lovely childhood memory in me. All right. So after leaving a cult or a coercive institution... Thank you, Innie. Many survivors experience a brutal cognitive loop. And it goes something like this. When I was in the cult, I was functioning. Now I'm not. Therefore, leaving ruined my life. And this is why people go back, because they get into this loop of thinking, oh my God, my life was better before. You know, now look at me. And it's so hard because you've been so codependent to this system. Thank you so much. Oh, God, Ines. Oh, you guys. Oh, honestly, man. No, I love you lot. And, guys, tomorrow I have to try and go on YouTube. I've said to myself, guys, in the morning, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wake up if I'm not in too much pain and do like a little breakfast thing, yeah? You lot help me. And then I'm going to try and do my YouTube. Because I've got, you know, we've got a little community on there as a collective. So I feel a bit bad because there's people that just go on YouTube. And I know there is on Insta as well, but... they can just come on here, like, really and truly. Do you know what I'm saying? All right, let's get into it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Who's that carrying them with us? Thank you, babe. If I haven't said your name, I'm so sorry. I'll look, though. So, therefore, leaving, it's like the leaving ruined my life. So, psychology, there's a name for this. It calls it the retrospective idealization under threat. Your brain is trying to survive uncertainty by reaching for a time when your identity was externally defined. Your worth was constantly reinforced, even if conditionally. Your nervous system was in a chronic fight, flight, perform state. Oh my God. Oh, hey, babe. Is that you, Queen? Oh my God. Look at that. It is. She's a part of us, oh. That is your sister. I just thought I'd tell you. You know, in the cult, that, like, why? Like, why do they do these things? Why do they do this kind of stuff, y'all? Why did they do this to us, man? Wait, hold on, guys. My back chair. Nah, you lot, I can't believe it. Yeah, but you know I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Oh, no, have you? What's up with you? Ines, watch him. Chrissy, I'm going to see if I can make you a mod on here. If I have to do it, I'll do it in a minute. All right, I'm going to do it in a minute, girl, because I've got to take it off. So your brain is trying to survive certainty by reaching for a time when your identity was externally defined. So it's like you gave them a remote control and they were controlling your life and what you were doing. Your worth was constantly reinforced, even if conditionally. So that's where we go into that, you know, transactional love. It's like you had to do something, like you do something for the pastor, you start giving him money, you start cooking for the pastor, you start doing something, you start doing the little extras. Like I was talking to a survivor today, I can't say where from, but guys, I'm telling you, guys, we're international. We're international. Guys, it's been so long, I can't remember how to do the mods. We're international, I'm telling you, because people are now like reaching out to me from all over the world. All over the world. And it's in places that I just never thought that we'd be reaching. Oh, thanks for the follow, Deb. I'm just calling you Deb. I thought, you know, let's be friends. Might as well. If you're following, then you like what you hear. And you clearly have some sort of, you know, affiliation with survivors, or you're one yourself. All right, guys, I've got to do this quick. I can't be too much of a chatterbox because I'm on really strong painkillers. What I might do, guys, is if I'm feeling all right, I might take a break because it's early, sleep a bit, try and eat something, and then come back on you. But I'm not promising, guys, but I'll try. Guys, pray for me, man. But do you know what? I know it's meant to be like this. I know it's meant to be like this for this time because, guys, I've just been through it my whole life, man. I've never stopped. I've always been, you know, and it's just my body is just now just saying, Leah, you have to rest. It's my body. All right. Oh, thanks, official. This is important. That state is not health. It's overdrive. And your system being in constant chronic fight or flight, that's how it leads to, like, for example, what happened with me. My adrenals overworking and then producing too much cortisol. And that's all autoimmune. So do you see being in that fight or flight, that stressful mode and that environment? I mean, I'm going to talk a little bit more because my voice is just absolutely stressful. And guys, do you know what I feel like? Like along this way, I've been feeling like, oh, I haven't done enough for the survivors. This is taking so long, this, that, and the third. But what I've realized with this journey is, you know, it's meant to have been like this because it's taken me 2 years to just process and understand and make sense of what actually happened to me. And I've realized, like, doing this for 2 years, I've got better at making the content. I've learned so much, like the I want to say, like, the quality of the content, you know, it's metamorphosized, and it's like we've been on this journey, and as we've been on this healing journey, we've grown together as a collective, and I absolutely love that. But I do appreciate and realize that people in the collective are at all different stages and phases on their journey, but I love them. I love them as they are. I love them in them unalive marriages that they're telling themselves that they want to stay in. And I sit there on the phone and I listen to them all day. I love them when they're church cult hopping and they're calling me, Leah, are you all right? But you're actively church cult, but you still got love for your girl. Even though they're severely indoctrinated, church cult hopping in the midst of it. Just that message. Just that message to say, I've seen that you're not, are you okay? Like, So love, guys, love is always stronger. It's always stronger. So what we need to understand is we weren't well back then. We were running on stress hormones. And that's really what I'm going to break down today. So let's look at the neuroscience. Why you could function then and you can't now. Because you might be like, oh my God, I could function. I was doing so well. I had my job. You know, I could concentrate. Shall we understand why? Shall we unpack it? Let's unpack it. So in cults, especially performance-based religious systems, the body is kept in sympathetic nervous system dominance fight or flight mode. This floods the body with cortisol, adrenaline, dopamine linked to approval and belonging because you're in a system. So in the short term, this can make people highly productive, focused, energetic, high functioning because it's like school. It's like boarding school and you're getting ticked off. Everything's getting monitored. Do you know what I mean? Like you've got this prize at the end. Clock it. clock it. But long term, the body pays the price. When you leave, the nervous system often collapses into parasympathetic shutdown, what trauma theory calls dorsal vagal collapse. I've got to go, basically. Lots of love, my darling. I'll speak to you soon. That looks like fatigue, chronic pain, autoimmune flares, brain fog, depression, loss of motivation, physical disability surfacing. This isn't decline, it's delayed injury. Your body finally stopped running from the bear. So let's look at why chronic illness often worsens after leaving. So this part is crucial, especially for survivors with autoimmune conditions like myself. So long-term trauma and coercion can dysregulate the HPA axis, which is the stress response system. And then what happens is this also affects the immune functioning and the inflammation pathways. So a lot of like medication that I'm on, it's like anti-inflammatory meds. So do you see how it's like I'm starting to connect the dots? But remember, this is stuff, I'm going into science, physics, biology, psychology. It's a lot of new concepts and new... My granddad was a physicist though. I'd be like, Granddad Russell, help me, man. But do you know what? He was my step granddad, and he was so posh. So I have to say, help me, Russell Granddad. Can you help me? I'll be ever so grateful, please. And I used to talk so posh back in the day because I was with them. They used to love me, Chair. He loved me, man. That's why I can't, you know, like the YT people, I have a special place, you know, because of my granddad Russell and my nanny Maggie. Are you all right? Like, oh, Chair, you couldn't pay me to HAT him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. So while you were coping in the cult, your body was suppressing symptoms to keep you compliant and functional. When you left, the threat was removed. The body stopped prioritizing performance. Symptoms you couldn't afford to feel before came online. This is why so many survivors say things like, I didn't get sick until I left. So it plays with your head because you've been conditioned when you come out to think it's the prophet and you're cursed, and because you've left that place, God is not with you, you're not blessed. It's like, and that's the stuff that F's people up. And then at the same time, they're declining in their life. So they think because of the programming. And then they've got the voice of the cult leader condemning them, putting them down. Do you see how people go into psychosis really easily? Yeah. So it doesn't mean that leaving caused the illness. It means leaving stopped masking it. Thank you, Sub. I see you, man. I appreciate you. Oh, look, as I said that, you started gifting me and I didn't even... Oh, we're in the same energy. Because, guys, I'm living this. I'm living this right now. This ain't like something I've come out of and I'm now trying to come on and preach, and I'm living this with you lot, man. Like, I want you lot to feel my heart and soul. Like, and I said I wasn't going to come on here and cry, but it's so deep. What we have as a collective is so deep. Like, everyone's just going through so much, but like, we're still here showing up, man. You know, like, we're still here fighting, and we have to remember and hold on to that, because that's what we are. It's that fight in us. That's who makes us who we are, don't you see? Survivors. We are survivors. Oh, sorry, guys. You know what I'm like. Okay. So the psychological trap. Internalized cult voice. So remember, it's no longer your inner witness or your intuition or whatever. You can't even communicate with God because you're just filled with the cult leader's human fecal matter. You're getting encouraged to listen to it all the time. It just becomes your life. Like, they used to tell us, listen to this overnight, like all the time. Thank you, Sub. Like, that gets into your psyche, because when I came out, I had to understand what happened. 18 years. People like me don't make it, man. They don't make it like this to be able to come on social media and speak. No, not. It's seldom. So, God, you see how I've just disassociated? I had to find out how they programmed me, and what I had to do for a period of time was listen to certain podcasts to deprogram my brain whilst I was sleeping. But at that point, I was on my marrying a rich man, like getting like smart. So I was programming myself. But that came in useful, because the rich men that you date, those kind of, you know, the egotistical, misogynistic, you know, like the narcs, they're exactly what you find in the cult, you know. And so that helps my eyes to like open and really understand, you know, how bad it is. All right. So you're also fighting an introjected control where the cult's narrative becomes your inner critic. So that's the voice always putting you down to you, because they tell you it's the devil and that, but it's not. They're just that there is no devil, guys. It's the cult leader that's standing there every day and indoctrinating you. Because a lot of people say, have you heard them say, like, when they left the church, hey, Queen Cass, like the devil left them. And that's because you don't have that pastor or that mog like beating you down currently, constantly, like doing this, that and the third. So that voice says, look at you now, you were better off in here, you can't cope without us, this proves we were right. It's like that, you know. They say it's the condemnation, it's the breaking you down. And that is an insight. That's post-exit psychological conditioning. So cults are designed so that leaving feels like punishment. So every time you feel like there's a phase in your life where it's going wrong, you feel punishment, you feel whatever, it's almost like a trigger. Because I noticed when I'd get into something and I felt like something was really bad was going to happen, I go into tongues. And it's, guys, I'm not going to lie, yeah. All right, I'm just going to share this with you lot. I've had a really hard time. I've had to use like the NHS, a lot of services, support services that I never thought in my life I would have to use or reach out for. But as it stands, I can't walk. I cannot walk properly, like long distances. Like I can walk, but I can't walk long distances. I can't, like my life has dramatically changed. What was the point I was getting to? Yeah. And there's been some incidents, because you know I have BPD, where I've had splitting episodes. And when I'm splitting now of late, I'm going into like Leah when I was in the cult. You know, like when they would curse people if they did something really bad. And it's like, I've had to take a step back, sit back and reflect and say, if I don't stop doing this, I might get sectioned. There's a likelihood I could get sectioned. Because now I'm moving into like, this is giving schizophrenia, like psychotic. And that is what they're doing up in there. It's mental health. It's not like, oh, auntie, she's a prayer warrior. It's not. The ones who are the prayer warrior are the ones in the most cognitive dissonance. They're disconnected. They're BROK. Let's talk about it. Go and get a job, babe. Instead of praying on WhatsApp 3 a.m. go and get a job, bitch. You know what I mean? You're lazy. You don't want to get a job, you know what I mean? So you're on WhatsApp praying. Praying for what? Praying for miracles, praying for deliverance. So your deliverance will come in getting a job. You know them ones. And I don't know why everyone's like, hey, you don't have a job. Because I'm disabled from working my ass off, not only for the cult, but for society. You know them ones. You know them ones. Are you all right? I'm not like you lot with a law degree, being a secretary in the local authority. I weren't doing that up, bitch. I was on the ground, in the blocks, in the prisons, on the wings, baby. When the man them were making me things in the kettle. Yeah? Like the banana fritters and whatnot. Please, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Because I'm not packing boxes. I'm out there like really trying to make a difference in my community in these streets. Go and ask about me, man. Are you all right? My claim to fame is not, oh, I know these ninjas. I'm a youth worker. Are you all right? We're gang specialists, baby. Ask about, that's how the man them know about me. Not from blowing out my back. Because I was doing work. I'm a youth worker. I was working in the prisons. That's how they know me. Are you all right? Get it together. Get it together. Thank you, sub. Get it together. See the light. Blood clot. So what I mean with that punish, so now I've started to go into Shabaya Baba and I curse thee. That's what I started doing. I'm like, no, I'm looking crazy. Like I'm outside A&E and I'm saying, oh God, curse these people. God. I'm turning, I go, so with my BPD splitting, what I'm realizing, and then I fainted and collapsed in A&E. I don't want to say too much. because I'm going to be doing a full expose, and I'm going to start looking into like inequality, ageism, injustice within the NHS service. So anyway, I've fainted now, I've collapsed. But guys, as I've collapsed and I've gone on the floor, I've started going into like, you know, those epileptic fits. They're not real epileptic fits. They're like seizures, but there's a word for them. You know, when we would be in the cold, I've started doing up that, rolling. Guys, I couldn't believe it. And then it was like, I got back up and it was like the trauma of what had just happened. So now what I've noticed is when I go into this BPD splitting rage, I turn into like, I go into that pseudo persona of the church cult because I'm so angry and I'm so enraged. And that's what they do. They channel that, like that enragement, that rage into incantations, spells, curses. That's what they do. That's what they do. So when I have my splitting and someone gets me to that point, it's like, that's where I go to. And I think the reason why I'm seeing this more is because I don't have use of my legs. Like usually I would want to, you know, like get ready to put hands on people. But because I can't do that, what I've noticed is with the BPD splitting, I'm going into curses and quoting scriptures over people. And that takes me from having mental health, it being stable, it being to, okay, do we need to look at section in this girl? Because now it's going into schizophrenia. But why? Because I'm sitting in a wheelchair outside of the friggin' A&E going, oh Lord, that's what they all do. So this is where I'm realizing, like with my mental health, they're not okay, guys. That behavior is insanity. It's not how they package it. It's not. They're all unwell in there. Oh, thank you, my love. They're all unwell. And guys, you know what you've got to think of? You've got to keep this is why grounding's important, like connecting with nature, like keeping your feet firmly on the ground. Because it was a lot of indoctrination. You've got to keep it together. Because it doesn't matter what position you're in, you're never going to be in that position where they are. This is what I'm trying to get you lot to see. That is the bottom of the barrel. Like the low of the lowest. Like even, because I would have not been alive. Because I wouldn't have been doing none of my checks with my tablet. I would have been gone, like, bye. So however bad you think it is now, trust me, it could have been a lot worse. So then there's the identity loss, grief, and perceived failure. Please like up the live, guys. When you left, you didn't just lose a community. You lost the role, status, structure, meaning, predictability, external validation. Your brain is grieving a former self, not the cult, because they build like all of your identity. Christ first in the cup. Babe, we need to talk, but I just feel like at the moment everyone's going through it. So when you're in a good space to talk, I don't know where the remote is, let me know, girl. In neuroscience, this is called identity destabilization, and it's one of the hardest post-cult injuries to heal from. Because remember, I always say, like, if someone, you know, it's physical, you can see it, but these are like psychological elements, and it's like, you know, around trauma. So we've really got to dive deep into the inner wells of the soul. So it really does take a lot of deep thinking, you know, and reflection, and there's different layers. Hey, hands. So this is the hardest part of the post-cult injury to heal, because modern society measures worth by productivity. It's so true. And I've had to learn a lot with this movement. Hey, babe, I will call you, hands. I will call you. When I put up my content tomorrow, you'll see why. It's like your worth is measured by productivity, and I had to learn with this, it's not about like productivity. Like, yeah, it's important to get the views because the momentum in the movement, but that's not what it's all about. It's about that authenticity. It's the fact that people like reach out to me and trust me with their stories, and you know how it's changing like individual lives like completely, and people are leaving, and like these are the things I need to focus on. And if I'm honest, guys, that's what's pushed me through, man. That's what's kept me going. Hearing the story of survivors. I keep doing this for the survivors. That's what it's about. Because if it was based on myself, I would have given up a long time ago. but there's people who are younger than me, and it's like we really have formed like relationships, like it's true relationships with these individuals, you know. And yeah, I think it's beautiful. All right, so you didn't become less valuable, you became unprotected. So let's look at a truth that we all need to hear at this time, yeah, I think. Hey, Wagwan. Here's the reframe, and this is a hard one, guys. Leaving didn't make life worse. Leaving made the damage visible. It exposed it. What you're in now is not failure, it's recovery without scaffolding. You exited a system that outsourced your nervous system, regulation, identity, and self-worth. Of course, everything's going to feel harder, guys. Facts on facts. Miss B, you're welcome. You're welcome. Of course, your mind keeps checking whether the cage was safer than the wilderness. Woo! Champ! That really hit me, man. That really hit me, man. That really hit me, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie, champ. Do you want to be laves that are running around in the wild, in the wilderness, trying to make it, or do you want to be laves in a cage? What one do you want? Because it's almost like we're laves in the forest trying to find our own way, working against a system that's set up to fail us in the 3D matrix. But then remember, I've created this ideological concept of the 3D religious matrix, and that's the cage. So do you want to be a lave or an animal in the wilderness, or do you want to be in the cage? Yeah. And my book's coming out in March 2026. And this is good for you. I'm not trying to cheat you like these pastors. Or this is good for you. Eat it and you will be healed. I promise. Healing miracle. And you eat the book, you'll be healed. Miracle healing. So that doesn't mean that the cage was good. It means freedom is metabolically expensive. Where's my remote, man? I hate hearing the adverts in between. It's because I've got ADHD. All right, let me stay focused because I do need to come off soon. Why your mind keeps going back there? Why? Because this is why we like apparently backslide and go back. So why do we keep going around this loop? Your brain's asking one question on repeat: how do I survive? It isn't nostalgia, weakness. It's a traumatized nervous system scanning for certainty. And right now, certainty feels safer than truth. It's the certainty of always showing up, and that's why people go back. But how they indoctrinate us to believe is from that scripture in Proverbs that says that when a dog returns to its own vomit. Do y'all see that it's easier to say you're returning to the dog's vomit than talking about cages and talking about metabiologicals? Do you know what I mean? And we're talking about psychological conditioning. Isn't it easier to just say that you're a dog going back to your vomit? Because then anyone can come with the Bible, innit? I just come and say you're returning to your dog's vomit, isn't it? Just follow what I am telling you. All right, Queen. Do you get me? Like, that's what they do, yeah. The thought of it just makes me feel ill. And healing does not look like productivity. It looks like collapse, grief, rage, confusion, and rebuilding without coercion. Because there's this lie online like, oh, healing, I want to start my healing journey. Do you? That's why, like, I could tell the gal them that ain't healed. And I don't want to try and be out here like trying to be the judge of, healing. And because you got to be careful. Because also, that's why that's why I said to you, like, I'm not a part of no community. I just roll on my ones. When I venture out, it's with the collective, my fellow survivors that resonate on the same wave. I'm not on that. Do you get me? So healing is not like when you hear someone say, oh, I really want to start my healing journey, they've lost it. There's no start in my healing journey. There's no start in my celibacy journey. It's like you're thrust into it. It's an awakening. It's an awakening. Like, that's when you're like something's got to change, and that's how you're like thrust into it. It's not. So again, we've got to be careful with all these gurus and self-help people. That's why I don't trust life coaches. They've got exactly the same spirit as pastors. They're just after your money. What are you teaching us how to be like you? What are you doing in behind closed doors, babe? What's your life saying? Again, it's just all lies. Hey, Queen Nance, don't believe them life. All of them, guys, it's human fecal matter, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, people need to be giving you the skills to go within, like, to trust self. Like, that's not what they're teaching there. They're teaching you, it's the same thing, the addiction, like, pyramid scheme. You come to do, like, bun all of that. All right. So when ChatGPT was generating this for me, when I was telling, I call ChatGPT solo, everything I was going through, I asked, I want to focus on this punishment, what it looks like, because it's like leaving feels like punishment. It really like stuck out to me. So I asked Chatty to go further into it. And this is because high control groups are designed to make us not rely on people staying because they're happy. They rely on people staying because leaving is made to feel catastrophic. You'll lose, hey, my love, you'll lose your salvation. You're not going to believe in Christ anymore. You know, there's a lot of like fear-based programming. I'm so upset I've lost this remote. I'm sorry, YouTube, when you watch this later. And YouTube, I will be on live, but I've got to be strict with myself, man. I really do. Like, try and salvage some of this energy, chair. All right, guys, I've completely lost where I was. Look, this is just enjoy the ambiance for a sec. All right, I've got it. Do you know the best part about leaving the cult is just being able to enjoy beautiful music? Because I love music. It's like, that's what saved me. The frequency. I mainly heal through the frequency of music, but that's my thing. You know, you might heal through a different way, but yeah. All right. So leaving feels like punishment because it's designed to feel that way. High control groups don't rely on people staying because they're happy. They rely on people staying because leaving is made to feel catastrophic. Like skincare and wigs. Yeah, skincare and wigs is not self-care. Like self-care feels messy. Like self-care is not self-care, sorry, healing is like you're getting purged from the inside out. Everything's getting ripped out, chair. That's why some people just disappear and go places like Bali. Not Westie though. Not Westie, chair. Westie's one is deeper than that, chair. I mean, you lot are all here following up all these new age Christian influencers. I'd be careful because they're the worst. They don't know whether they're coming or going. Hey, Paddy. Yeah, it's just the purging is not. The purging is more like. So, for example, like you could be in a relationship with someone that you know is no good for you, but they're paying your bills. This is my example. Do you know what I mean? But because you love yourself, hey, Empress. Because you love yourself, you've got to leave that relationship and choose yourself. Do you know, it could be something like that. So it's like, it's so hard to do. And then when you leave that relationship, you realise it's a trauma bond relationship. This, that, and the third. You're getting abused. Because you've come out of a fairy tale. That's why a lot of girls stay in DV relationships for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Do you understand? Like with cults, it's that same cycle. Because they get them hooked. There's that narcissism, and actually most DV relationships that they're one-on-one cults. So what we saw with that Kabbalah thing, that we would probably say that saying it's a family cult is a bit of a stretch, but it could be defined as that. And again, I didn't cover it because it's there's loads of cults that exist right now and they're in the forest, like environmental cults and that. Yeah. You lot don't know, like there is a real infiltration of cults, yeah. All right. So how do they do this? How do they like create this fear of people leaving? It's done through fair conditioning, identity fusion, conditional love, and this is the push and pull. You know, like one day you might just wake up and they're not chatting to you anymore. Thanks for the follow, my love. you know, like you're walking on eggshells, they're gaslighting you. It's draining, Chair. It's like having an abusive man. But it's not only one you're dealing with. All the pastors, the lady pastors are jealous. Do you know what I mean? Like breaking you down. It's a lot, man. You come in, they just give you a look like on top of everything else that you're dealing with. Because people are low vibrational. Everyone in there is fake. But the thing is, everyone can smile and joke and whatever. But it's like the vibration, it doesn't lie. Like the vibe, no matter what they want to say, man. Whether you're Muslim, Greek, this, whatever you are, Christian, whatever, atheist, whatever. Everyone knows there's a vibe. There's a feeling in your gut. It happens when you don't listen to it, you learn. What is happening is there's a mass spiritual awakening. They're trying to do up a lot of propaganda, like all these Gen Zers and that are coming to cry. All right, babe. Okay. What I'm going to just tell you guys is that, so people are going more with like the vibe, feelings, more within spirituality than religious dogma and rules and that's why what they're doing isn't effective anymore. Because they are an institution. They're here to enforce laws, their laws, which are Mosaic. Because they go by the laws in the Bible, the 10 Commandments. Bloody hell, man. How have we been falling for this for like centuries? Yeah, push and pull, typical cult tactic. How? It's also the indoctrination from our parents, because a lot of us are like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, even a lot more than that, Gen Catholics. And the connection is the Catholicism, because a lot of us come from a Catholic background, Catholic secondary school, Catholic primary school. That's the link. So that's what made us open to these Pentecostal churches, especially the people who don't have that like African link. Because obviously my mum's Jamaica, but British, Caribbean, and you know, so there's still that familiarity. And that's why I believe my cult leader Dag tries to like impersonate a lot of the like Catholicism, because he knew he'd get people like Dag is like EVIL smart. Threat narrative, so us versus them, isolation, outside is dangerous, social and spiritual consequences. I gotta go soon, guys, because look, I can't even speak. The little talking I'm doing. But you know what? This is a time of rest, recalibration of my neurosystem. I must rest. 18 years in there was a long time. Yeah, generational indoctrination. Oh, I like that. Who's that? Is that Paris? It runs so deep, babe. It's epigenetics, isn't it? And that's why, babe, I say that I've coined what I am through my, you know, my authorship with this book. So now I'm went in my professional domain, and it's a something that I've made up myself because this work is very new and I'm pioneering it. Hey, my queen, your knees. I go by Leah Lauder. I have the Youth and Community Work JNC BSc, Social Work Masters, and I am a bio-psycho-social spiritual scientist. And I'm a black woman, almost 40, disabled, out here doing my thing. Oh, I'm not revealing it yet, Gregs, but it'll just be revealed like maybe like on the day it comes out. Because, you know, I got a lot of haters. I got a lot of people. There's this gal that's like obsessed with me, copies everything I do. So I got to be careful. I don't reveal it. Like, that's why I haven't been revealing. But if I come back tonight, hey CB, I might share with you guys my pick-meism theory. Because if someone teases that, I don't care. I just want it to get out into the hemisphere. I don't care, because pick-me's need to be exposed. Yeah. I'm actually arguing that it's a mental condition, and I back it up with real like crime documentary incidents where pick-me's have unalived gal them for some D. You're welcome. You know your gal always comes with facts. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that, baby. You know, because you know me, if I'm going to present an argument, I'm going to present that argument with facts and evidence, because I'm an academic. And not only will I present it with facts and arguments, I'll also give you scriptures. And then if you want to go scripture for scripture, back and forth, for me to rebuttal what you got to say, then we'll do that. And then I'll just say, there's always 3 scriptures that I can say to silence them because I was in there for so long. That false doctrine, human fecal matter. And once I quote those 3 scriptures, zipped, I don't hear a peep. I'm not the one, babes. I'm not the blood clot one, baby. I don't, like, not me. It na make it. That's what you need to think with me, because I could be lying on my back, but God sees the heart. So people that be effing with me and trying to do me dirty and whatever, they just get exposed and you just see their fall, and it just comes from nowhere. It's not about who's mighty, who's got more followers, who's got more this, who's got more that. It's about spirituality. It's about being like spiritual. You know, I'd rather have spiritual power than influence and money and fame. And I'd rather have spiritual power. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That's why I'm saying, guys, all we've got is... And if you're an atheist, have your knowledge. Knowledge, spiritual power, interchangeable. Have your knowledge. Have your blood clot knowledge share. You see, you always got to like take what resonates and leave what doesn't, or replace stuff, because you have to understand, I'm spiritual. Ain't nobody gonna tell me that God isn't real, chair. And you know, for me, I've got to a point where I can hear someone presenting arguments as to why they don't believe Jesus is real and things like that, but I can't. It has to stay within like very like. If it's something, I've got to be watching like an Oxford, you know, debate thing, you know, where it's not offensive. We're just sticking to the factual information of what's said or whatnot, because I don't like hearing debates and going back and forth. I just find that low vibrational. But everybody's all right to do it their own way. Just for me, yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. All right. So your brain learned over time, belonging equals safety. Leaving equals danger, loss and unalivement, madness and failure. So when you leave, your nervous system reacts as if you've committed a survival crime. But catch the tea, clock it. These EVIL geniuses know that they've programmed us in a way that when we leave the system, we're going to come collapsing, because they target the ones with mental health, with this, that and the third. Like up the live. So when we leave, they know we're going to go into psychosis, like go mad, go this, go that, because that was when we entered. So the way that they program you, and this is all in my book, the way that they program you is to only survive inside the self-sealing system. Curvy vibes in the car. And that's on period, point blank. So this isn't moral guilt, it's conditioned terror. Yeah? So let's look at the neuroscience. Your brain thinks you broke a survival law. So humans are wired for group survival. Exile used to mean unalivement. And this is how I said they think like barbaric, like barbarians, like very archaic, very old school. And if you see the way that the members from that side of town are commenting, you can see that most of them are uneducated, can barely string a sentence together. It's like I feel sorry for them. Because that's how they can get bamboozled and like easily recruited and, you know, just walk all over like a tea mug. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just like, it's sad. And they're the ones that will be sitting on the internet all day reporting me up because they literally have nothing better to do. Sad. So cults hijack this by fusing moral belonging, moral goodness, spiritual safety and identity. When you leave, your brain interprets it as social unalivement, moral collapse, loss of protection, threat to survival. The amygdala lights up like you stepped off a cliff. That's why your body collapses, your thoughts spiral, but don't let that go over your head. Your amygdala lights up like you stepped off a cliff. That's why some days you can wake up feeling like you've been hit by a BUS. You ain't gone nowhere, but you're just tired. There's just no energy. We're going to talk about that chronic fatigue, baby. That's what that is. That's not normal tiredness when you're feeling tired all day and now it's got to the point where you can't do nothing. It's chronic fatigue. You need to go and speak to the GP, man. Come on, we need to get ourselves together. This is the year of healing. Like prioritizing our health. Do you understand? So it's that feeling. So when you drop off a cliff, how are you going to feel? So it's that shock to the system. And that is why your nervous system's all going like this now. Oh my God, I'm safe. It's all over the place. So that's where we've got to deregulate the nervous system. That's why your body collapses, thought spiral. You feel punished even without anyone actually punishing you. Because you've been programmed to punish yourself even when they're not there. Clock it. So your nervous system is enforcing your own rule. Because remember, I can't remember which part of the brain, but there's a part of the brain that like remembers. I think it might be the hippocampus is the memory. Minano. But then there's another part of the brain that sends out the messages, but it learns it through the patterns. So that's where like we picked up, stuff like pattern recognition. And so people almost be psychic, but it's not that. It's because they've had like a lot of experiences. Like it could even be near life and you know what. So it's like the survival instincts, the antennas have to be up and on. Yes, you're absolutely right. Familiarity. Hey, Ange. You don't survive alone. That's the old rule, and you can't survive alone. And that's why, thank you, my love, we find it really hard to be by ourselves, be on our own, be in our own skin. And it's taken me years to just be by myself and love my presence and love to be with self. And do you know what? It's almost like God knew that this time was going to come. So it's like God, I feel like God's really been preparing me for this. Not speaking out, I'm not a fake pastor. I mean, preparing me for this transition in my health, becoming like full blown, like I would say, I've always been disabled. That's why it's got worse. Yeah. Oh my God. If I had just like still my backside, but you know what, it's the disassociation. I didn't want to accept that I was this. I didn't want to accept it, and as a result I've just pushed too hard. And guys, you know what I mean by pushing too hard, because you don't see I'm always in my house, just things like doing the school run with my kids, and I'm just too weak, I'm too ill. And it's really sad that they've brought me to a place where like I'm so, it's like physical and mental, and it's like my mobility is just like not there. Do you know what I mean? It's sad, but you know what, it's sad because I think about the things that they took and stole from me. I can't sit here and lie, but as I said, guys, it's about looking at the cup half full or half empty, and I choose to look at it half full. And guys, I'm done with men. I said I was celibate from before. I have no interest. Like, my heart is with the collective, and I made that decision even before this happened, and I'm really happy that I came to that decision before, so you guys could know that it's authentic and true. And now that this has happened, I don't know, I don't always see, like, how they're like, they have this prosperity, health and prosperity doctrine, and they look at sickness and disease like it's from the DEVIL and stuff. But I don't see it like that. Like, I really see it like, this enables me to spend a lot of time like being in the presence of God, but being in the presence of self. Because I think that's something that we overlook. Because when you love yourself, people will like be genuinely magnetized and drawn to you, because you'll be in your authentic self and this and that. So you'll be in high demand. So naturally, as you heal, as you gravitate to that, you will appreciate the time that you spend with self. And so there should be a richness and an ambiance, like about your presence. And so that's why that journey of loving self and getting to know self, it's not about, I'm going to go on a self-love day, and it ain't about that. It's about staying in your yard when you're lit, 25, young, SEXY, that, and you got that link driving that supercar that you can hit up. He's going to take you out, pay for everything. You're going to get your back blown out the right way. You're going to have a good time. But you're like, no, I'm not going down that path. Like, because for the sake of myself. And if you're doing that, I'm not trying to judge, because do you do whatever makes you happy and whatever you got to do. Because if someone was judging me in my day when I was doing what I was doing, I would have just been like judgmental. I'm just saying it from a lens of I've been there, and so now when I've coming out of it and I'm looking in, I realized there were certain individuals I was entertaining them because I didn't love myself. And I know that, and I'm not going to mince my words for no one. Because to be with these type of individuals, you've got to have no love for yourself. It doesn't matter if they're driving supercars, but oh my God, the spiritual stuff that they're giving you. These gal them are worrying about protection. What about your spiritual hygiene, baby? Protection, my ass. Do you know what protection you got to have spiritually? The protection is not this. What about the spiritual protection, love? Don't play with me. My highest form of spiritual protection is my celibacy. That's on period, point blank. Ain't nobody gonna tell me a damn thing. That's why I'm on, like, that's why I said to you, look, like, I'm not an entertainer. I'm not an influencer. Like, I'm really about it. Like I am celibate. Because that's like my shield. My shield and buckler. You alright? That's you see me being celibate, that's not put on the full armor of God. That's a fortress. That's a fortress and high definition cameras and security, bitch. That's a whole army outside the house, chair. That's the angels, that's everything. If you believe in spirit teams, guys, they all there, body their hand won't be put party. Are you alright? Oh God, don't try me, babes. I'm not the blood clot one. You need to go and speak to the fake pastors that are doing up holier than thou did and getting their back blown out, and then they want to be standing on the pulpit and chatting my name. All right, babe. And then you think it's going to be all right with you. And you don't have to be pastors. If you just do me dirty, it's just the laws of the universe start to go against you. Period. Point blank. If you deal with me nice, you treat me nice, you'll see that things will work in your favor. Things will get better. I don't know why. I can't seem to do it for myself, but I can seem to do it for others. It's just a gift. But if you pee me off on the other way, oh yeah, things gonna go wrong for you. Because that's what happened. That's what's always happened in my world. Whether it takes 10 years for the karma, whatever. And I see the same thing happening in this. Because I don't wish no one no badness. If I'm telling you something, that's facts. That's facts. It's not malice or this, that, and the third. It's because you need to hear it. And I tell myself what needs to be heard daily, baby. I check myself so that nobody needs to check me. If you see me looking bummy, this like this, my teeth like this, yeah, because I'm ill, I'm bedbound, bitch. What are you telling me? There's nothing you can tell me that I don't know the realization of. And I will fully tell you, it's because I can't get up out of my bed. I'll start going into details that you don't want to hear. I'm a blood clot here. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Because that's the way it is, babes. I'm not trying to be an entertainer. This is real life. I'm really in the gutter. I'm really in the blood clot struggle. Are you all right? You think I've got time for this, babes? I ain't got time for this. I'm here to talk about the real. Yes, I could be an entertainer and be getting loads of views, and I know that, you know, I'm entertaining this, that, and the third. But I'm not doing that up. I'm not doing that up. Like, this is real life. Do you know what I mean? This is like, they took 18 years of my life, chair. I'm not letting it go. I'm not letting it go. Hey, Ethereal, I'm not letting it go. They got to deal with me until the day I unalive, unfortunately. All right. So after leaving, many survivors experience this self-punishment thing, even without contact from the group, because authority was externalized for years. Obedience was equated with worth. And that's why that, you know, the single married wives that wear ABUSE as the crown, that's their mantra. It's the obedience. So when the husband's treating them like a doormat, cheating on them left, right and centre, having babies, he's got a baby in Nigeria, you know, a baby in the UK, one in Crystal Palace, another one in Durham. You know, the uncles always have a child somewhere random, like Durham or, you know, Highbury. And you're thinking, where's Highbury? Yeah. Where did you go, man? You going where the cows are, where people saying moo and the lambs. You know, it's just, they're just crazy. And then disobedience was equated with danger. And at some point when I feel a bit better, I'm going to go into like the Madonna Hall complex and, you know, looking at that and the transitions, because obviously the Madonna is seen as the obedient, the one where when he cheats, she stays, she prays, she's obedient. And the whore is, you know, the woman of the world, you know, the one that left him and wouldn't accept his BS, you know. There we go. So once you leave, the disciplining voice doesn't dissipate, it internalizes, all right? And that's what happens. It becomes part of your psyche. It merges with your psyche. It doesn't even merge. It takes over. Because now they've programmed you. That's why they're very robotic, because the brain is like a computer. Yeah. So once it's programmed in a certain way and you're on autopilot, it's like you're just going with the program. That's what we mean by autopilot. Because, guys, we throw a lot of these words like just out there, but we don't actually understand the full meaning. So this is why I really like to like break things down. So instead of they are punishing me, it becomes I'm punishing myself for leaving. Oh. And we do a lot of self-HARM when we leave. That could just be in the form of running away from self, going out all the time, drinking. That's not good for the body. Going out and drinking late nights. It's the same as the church cult. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're getting drunk on wine and whatever, just getting drunk on the so-called Holy Spirit deity. You know, God knows what that is. So it's no different, guys. We've got to get out of toxic patterns and cycles and habits. So that's why I don't really encourage people to be like on the club scene. Like, obviously go out, enjoy yourself, but don't make it into a thing when you're going out and all of your validation is coming from men and, you know, the man that sees you, and you're going out for like attention and ego. And I just don't think it's healthy. I just don't think it's healthy. I think there's a lot of, and I'm not here to judge, like, if you're going out, I'm not saying everyone, but when I used to be out in these streets and I was in these clubs, it's just the same thing, like a lot of broken people, and mainly it's the unhappy single married men that take up the clubs. But it's so, like, I couldn't believe it when I first walked to the club, see a bare uncles. I thought it was going to be loads of young people. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell? Like, the uncles are in their chair. Oh my. Oh my God. I don't think people understand how bad it is. Like, it's so bad. Like I even think in the nightclub scene, they got to put some age restrictions, man. Like, it should be like under 25 raves. That's what I think. And then like 25 plus, because them uncles are preds. Anyway, wait for me, bitch. Wait until I start making my networks. Do you know what I mean? And I start getting in certain places. Yeah. There's a lot I want to talk about, baby. Do you know what I mean? Because we got to make, because they're just preying on young gal. They know they're young, DUMB and naive. Are you all right? Okay, and then all right. So why the body often breaks down after leaving, this is where it gets physical. While inside, your body stayed functional because hyper-vigilance kept you alert. Stress hormones masked pain. Obedience suppressed needs. So do you see that you were running off adrenaline and dopamine, and that's why they've always got events. That's why they've always got something called meetings, this, that. They don't want to get you out. You're on this hamster wheel and they can't get you out of that, because that's what keeps the spell on you. And now you're mine. I put a spell on you and now you're mine. You get me? Like, that's how they put the spell on you, chair. So when you leave, your body says, I can't hold this anymore. And it might be that you can like, a lot of people try and, like, you know, build their life up when they leave so quick, like trying to prove I can make it, I can be someone, I can, you know, like, everyone goes through that phase, chair. But then when you snap out of that and you come out of that, then that's when you, like, really start to unpack it and you realize, oh, okay, like, you know, I've got to deal with this trauma. It doesn't matter. Now I've got the money, and I've got the money, and I've got the cars, I've got the big 300,000. And for African men, it takes them so much longer in life. Like, especially like the single married ones, they usually get married to like the pick me, then usually they have affairs. They'll probably have one girl in that period when they're married that they fall in love with, and then they stay with the wife. They'll divorce later on in life, and then he's just a PDF, like a perv uncle for the rest of his days. It's sad. That's why they're in the club. It's sad, you know, seeing them old guys like, oh my God, do you know who a perfect example of this is? Toby. You know, like, still trying to be relevant, still trying to be young, still trying to wear, you know, like, wear clothes looking young, like, looking young. It's ridiculous. That's what it's giving. So collapse isn't punishment, it's exhaustion surfacing, guys. But because the collapse happens after leaving, your brain falsely links cause and effect. Yeah, Pastor Toby from SPAC Nation. Yeah, and that's the thing, babe. Like, most cult leaders are charismatic. That's how they get, like, even that guy Manson, you know, the guy who got the girls to do that cult. Like, they're actually charming, like, they can speak, like, and things he says is genuinely funny because he has that way about him. He didn't get to that level that he got to through, like, being a no one. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. There is an EVIL genius about these men. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, they are brilliant minds, but that's the thing with insanity, with madness. Like, when you are like so smart, so like a genius, there's like that thin line between like geniosity and then insanity. But with a genius, you'll always find that there's going to be some sort of level of madness, because you have to be a genius, you know. Like, when you look at people who have created certain experiments or life-changing things, like there were certain inventors. There was one, I can't remember his name, but he started to test his own invention and got addicted with, you know, like testing it and whatever, and actually unalived himself. But when he unalived, whatever he was trying to test or whatever worked. It's crazy, isn't it? And some people just unalive, like isolate and being by themselves to, like, you know, crack these inventions that they're trying to find or do up. So it's very interesting. But so there's that fine line, you know, between that geniosity and then that lunacy. Yeah. So these EVIL geniuses, they tip from that geniosity into, you know, just like lunacy, and that's where we see the Machiavellianism. So like the TRUMP, that US, you know what, you know, we see it with the same Russian guy. We see it with a lot of these, not a lot, but the ones like my cult leader Dag, like when they've got like church cult branches all over the world, because they have to be like, to be at Machiavellian status, they have to be like, you know, like ruling or owning like nations, to have that type of impact where the decisions that they make are destroying, like it's causing a lot of impact. Do you understand? So so let's look at cult logic versus reality. And we're getting towards the end, guys. I'm just going to take a break because you can hear how, you know, I'm so dehydrated. I hope that's not who I think it is joining my live. If it is you, get the hell out. No one wants you to come on here, Jaya. It's a dust-free zone, unfortunately. We don't want fake 419 uncles who act like they got money when they're BROKE. That's not what we want. When we were young, DUMB and naive, when we had just left the cult, we gave certain people a chance, you know, because we didn't know better. I would actually argue that I didn't have the mental capacity to date, so that's why I fell into your quarters. Just in case you're still here to pre. And you better be careful before I start exposing your ass. You know them ones. All right. So let's look at the cult logic versus reality. The cult logic says, if you leave, your life will fall apart. And that proves we were right. Because they say that, but they know what they're doing. They know when we leave that our life's going to fall apart. They know that trajectory. They know we're going to, you know, maybe go into psychosis. They know that all of our community, our friends, everything that we've built has been inside of that system. They understand and know when we leave, but our whole world's going to come crumbling down, because they know what they've done. They know it's a system they've created, and they know exactly how it works. That's why they only got their people like at the top of the pyramid scheme. And it's very like there's a lot of nepotism. So it's mainly their family anyway. It's crazy. But the reality is, if you leave, you finally feel how much harm was done. The impact of that harm, the realization of it becomes prevalent. The suffering isn't evidence against leaving, it's evidence of what you survived. So the cruel paradox, here is the paradox survivors live inside. Staying felt survivable, but was slowly unaliving you. Leaving feels unbearable, but it is the only path to healing. The nervous system prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar reaction, because you're being programmed to feel like it's home. Do you understand, guys? So that doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. Leaving doesn't feel like liberation at first. It feels like freefall. It's messy. Because no one teaches people how to land after escaping gravity. You were punished for leaving. You were unprotected after years of artificial containment. And protection is not the same as care. Protection is not the same as care. You can have, like, when I was in, like, affiliated with like, you know, the GMs that I was dating and things like that. I had protection, but it wasn't like care. Like, where was even the aftercare, their ability to like hold me in a certain way, or, you know, emotionally get, because they just had so much trauma, jail. Oh my God, you could be sitting with them guys and they just bug out. Anyway, this is a line to hold as I leave. I may be coming back on later, guys. It depends how I feel, yeah? If leaving feels like punishment or felt like punishment, it's because the system trained your body to believe survival depended on obedience. That belief can be unlearned slowly, safely, and without shame. And I think I'm going to end it there, guys. Does anybody have any questions? Thanks for liking up the live, guys. You could have done it a bit more, but it's fine. There hasn't been that many of us on tonight. But thanks, guys, for coming on. I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to put this up on YouTube. So if you want to go and watch it afterwards, because, guys, I really would recommend subscribing to my YouTube, because when I'm unwell, there's a lot of like the lives, a lot of content, things you even forgot I've spoken about. I've spoken about a lot of stuff. So on my YouTube, there's playlists, like you can go there and just like, you know, junk binge if you want, if it helps. Because, you know, as I'm having to rest and whatever, YouTube's going to be like the main, not the main point of call, because it'll always be TikTok, because this helps my mental health. But it's the main hub, you know, like the hub where we can all go and see what's going on. And as I'm going to be starting the podcast, my official podcast soon, it's going to be from that YouTube, because I'm going to be making a lot of changes soon. So anyway, thank you, guys. And you know what? I want to thank everybody that's been coming on, you know, guys, like holding the space for me as well, man. Because it's hard, like, it's hard, man. Like, this survivor life, it's not easy, you know. People they really don't understand what we go through, like, on a real level, like, day-to-day level. That's why I come on here, rain, come shine, come high water. I'm on here, do you get it? Because it's just like, and when I speak to the survivors and I'm like, oh my God, you're going through it as well. Nah, this is crazy. Let me at least come on and just share something and see how people are doing. Because it's good for me as well, you know. I'm just in here cooped up. So yeah, I love the internet. I know a lot of people are scared of robots and the internet and whatnot, but I just love it. But the one thing I'm struggling with, guys, is like not having my nails done, not being able to do my hair. That's hard. That's really hard. And not being able to go anywhere to do it and stuff. But I'm just really just trusting in God and the flow of the universe and life, the natural flow and rhythm of life. And I know, just like, you know, like a tributary, you know, I like to use the tributaries because they're narrower and it's a bit smaller. They're like little lakes that, you know, look like different branches of the trees, and you can get them in Icelandic, you know, places in the world. Beautiful. Because it's just, you know, it's going in one direction. It's going to take you somewhere, you know, and you can just lay on your back. And that's what I mean. That's like the visualization for when I say moving and flowing with the rhythm of life. So although, you know, things can look all chaotic and stuff like that, that's the flow and rhythm of life. It may be going a bit fast, like, then one time it might be like, it might get calmer, and that's just life. It's not because a pastor from, you know, Ouagadougou in a little village, you know, somewhere has gone on a cheap coercive control broadcast doing up, you know, 5 a.m. prayers and cursing from there. I mean, it's just, come on, we've got to have logic. And that's why, you see, like, my condition, like, my ex-cult leader has no power to curse me or say whatever, even though he was trying to take credit for it. But what it is if I allow that rhetoric and what he's saying and the things he's trying to do, like, affect me, that's going to affect my health, because stress, you know, triggers me and brings on more of my symptoms. So the wisdom would be to just rest and relax and recuperate and not be on the internet as much, so people can try and siphon and whatever my energy. So on that note, I'm going to go. I love you, Dagwood Mills. You know I always do, just in case there's people on the FYP. Oh, and please send Richard my regards. You know, Bishop Richard, please, and Yuvela in Kent. My God, send them my regards, all the IEs. I haven't seen Linda for a while. Oh, Els, I'm going, but I might be back on later. I haven't seen Linda for a while, and I just want to, you know, send what needs to be sent there. Whatever it is that needs to be sent there, I send it. The universe knows best. And I just hope that you're all in good health, like myself, like all the survivors, Bishop Richard. I hope you're in good health like us all. It's something that I meditate on daily, and I really hope and pray that the same kindness that you bestowed onto us as survivors and everything that we go through daily now, and, you know, all of the things that happen, I just pray and hope that you will experience the same in your life. All right, I'm done. Guys, you might see me later. I love you all. Oh, survivors, please love yourself. And, you know, we might get some stars in the sky tonight. The sky might be clear enough. I love you all so much, guys. Seriously. Come on, let's keep holding on, chair. Guys, I know we're in the trenches. I get it. Like, we are on the front line, chair. Guys, I know, but we've just got to keep holding on. Even when it looks grey and dim and stuff, guys, you just got to keep holding on, man. Just keep holding on. Just stay, like, positive. Just stay focused. All right? I love y'all. I might be back later. If not, then I'll be back another time. I don't know when, but...